You're watching Mirror 7 News. Stay informed, stay ahead for more news.
So let me walk you through this story that's been causing a lot of noise in Australian politics lately. It centers around Labour Minister Anika Wells and a string of travel expenses that have raised eyebrows, sparked criticism, and triggered a fresh debate about what really passes the pub test when it comes to taxpayer-funded trips. This latest chapter focuses on a weekend in June when Wells traveled to the Thredbo ski resort in NSW. She was invited by Paralympics Australia to attend its Adaptive Festival, an event created to encourage young people with disabilities to explore snow sports. Over 2 days, she met with organizers, Paralympians, and officials, and even announced an additional $2 million in funding. So the official purpose of her visit was clear enough. But here's where things got complicated. Her husband and 2 of her children joined her on the trip, and the total cost billed to taxpayers reached almost $3,000. That included travel allowances for 2 nights in Thredbo, a night in Canberra, and flights for both her and her family under the family reunion rules. These rules do permit family members to travel to reconnect with MPs when they're away for work. But the optics of a family ski weekend funded by the public have drawn plenty of scrutiny. What's made the situation even more heated is that this Thredbo trip isn't an isolated incident. It came right after revelations that Wells and her team spent nearly $100,000 on flights to New York to promote the government's upcoming social media restrictions for under-16s. Reports then followed about a taxpayer-funded trip to Adelaide that included attending a friend's birthday party, plus 3 separate trips to France in a single year for major sporting events tied to her ministerial role. All of this has snowballed into sustained criticism from the opposition, who argue these claims are out of touch with what ordinary Australians would consider reasonable. They've pointed to past controversies involving other politicians to argue that even if the rules technically allow these expenses, they may still fall short of community expectations. Government spokespeople, on the other hand, have repeatedly said that every one of these trips was taken in accordance with the guidelines. They've emphasized the dominant purpose test, which says expenses must be incurred primarily for official business. And to be fair, nothing suggests Wells broke any rules. But that hasn't stopped questions about judgment, timing, and transparency, especially coming at a moment when rising costs of living make public spending an even more sensitive issue. So right now, Wells finds herself in a difficult position, trying to promote new legislation on social media safety, while public attention keeps getting pulled back to her travel record. Whether the public ultimately accepts her explanation or not, it's clear this story isn't fading away anytime soon. Stay subscribed for more videos.